Is he going now?
What's the rule? Is there like a minute rule or 3 minutes before I can make a joke like that?
What?
No.
5 minutes at the very least, please.
No.
I know it's going to happen anyway, but at least wait 5 minutes.
Medina, please don't get that.
Technically, there is no time limit on making jokes like that because all the jokes like that are just bad.
I mean, like Twitch rule, like
Twitch rule says like never.
Yeah.
YouTube rule says at least
YouTube says like
a few minutes in.
Never. Yeah. If you want to get monetized, you're not supposed to curse or make raunchy jokes until the last like 5 minutes. Until the first 5 minutes is up.
Blech.
I'll say it's a 5-minute rule.
Just please. There's a lot to get through.
Yeah.
There's more there. It's almost done though.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
His Lordship, the Rogue Trader, wishes to handle the investigation personally. Dogs. Lord Captain, the 3 officers before you have been tasked with conducting the investigation. The first, Captain Klein, is a veteran with a record of quelled uprising of mutant abominations in the colonies. Captain Jin is young, but she has already pre-emptied several mutinies amongst the ship's rabble. Lastly, there is Captain H. His interrogation skills deserve credit, and he knows how to instill fear and respect firmly in the minds of the riffraff.
What are your findings thus far?
We have discovered a worker's corpse, mutilated and desecrated. No, that's not that word is.
Desiccated?
Desiccated, thank you. We are still looking into the man's identity and position, but the surgeon's report has confirmed that amongst all the blood that was pumped into your bath chamber, the blood carrying mutations was indeed his.
Oh, wait, that was actual people's blood?
Yeah.
Did you think it wasn't?
Artificial blood or something?
Nah.
Like, the blood-spun web has the blood waterfall. I thought it just came from there.
The workers from the nearby decks have all been checked for genetic aberration, but the mutations identified are all within the norm for laboring masses. They are being rounded up for interrogation as we speak. Why are you sitting on that part of the chair?
She doesn't want to sit
super
in the
tall?
normal seat the humans sit, monkeys sit in.
The thing is, look at the other end of the chair, and then compare where the player model is. There's something very wrong here.
She's on a slant.
Nah. There should be a post exactly where they are.
It's to the side of them. It's there.
It feels weird. But okay.
Anyway.
So much noise and empty violence. I'm surprised you're able to find anything in this pandemonium you call of your making. Even taking into account the neighboring decks only, that constitutes hundreds of people. How do you plan to question them all?
Our interrogation techniques are broad and varied. However, nothing loosens the tongue like corporal punishment. Beatings, mutilations, torture, public executions. When combined with psychological pressure, such methods work wonders.
So there's another chance to woo Jocasta. I guess by giving into her fantasies.
Not fantasies. Efficiency.
She purrs as she lists ways to make people suffer.
Don't worry about that. Don't read that.
is inhumane.
You'll die in lockup. Okay.
I order that you immediately cease using these barbaric methods.
Lord Captain, these methods may be brutal, but their effectiveness has been proven over centuries of practice. No criminal will confess if you ask them politely, but if you shatter their finger and courteously remind them how many unshattered bones they still have left in their body, that is a different conversation altogether. That is how the truth is born. Pussy.
I have faith that my master in arms is capable of finding other methods of seeking out the truth than breaking random people's arms and legs and fingers.
As you command, Lord Captain.
Do you have any working theories so far?
Mutants are plotting, Batui. They've been breeding like void rats, so they're getting cocky. Must have wanted to infect your lordship with their plague.
It wasn't an attempt on the Lord Captain's life. It was a threat. The rebels are planning a revolt, so they're trying to terrorize us. Soon you will drown in blood. Insurgents pride themselves on such metaphors.
Meanwhile, Captain H is convinced that it was the work of Vigtir's surviving cultists. However, I believe this to be a warning rather than a threat. What we need to establish is who is trying to warn us and of what.
What do you propose we investigate first?
The body.
Fair enough.
The body was discovered on a suspended platform not far from the room with the armillary spear. Take a left once you're out of the mess hall, your lordship, and go along the balcony. The corpse is on the next platform after the one holding the Infernus Guild suspects. I'll show you around the scene once you're there.
The Infernus Guild suspects?
Yes, your lordship. They are undergoing interrogation like all the rest. The scum refused to comply, so they were isolated on a separate platform. The Inferni are a rotten bunch, but they must be involved in this.
But they've done so much good for the ship. Then let us begin.
My people at your disposal, Lord Captain.
Cutscene? No.
What? Inspect the body. Wherever the body is. Oh hey, loot. From your own ship.
Loot is loot. That's what I say. Hey, James,
Well-known
who's your
catchphrase.
character?
Hey,
I feel like you might want him back.
Why would he need him now? Surely there won't be any violence aboard your own vessel.
No, of course not.
That's crazy.
I run a tight ship around here. By which I let everyone do whatever they want as long as they don't bug me too much. Where's the body again? Oh, over there.
Hold on, I saw a tech use thing across the ship. I gotta run. I gotta fix things, otherwise they go boom. There you go.
Looks like you fixed something that was about to go boom.
Well, it seems to have little red eyes and might be a puzzle. I don't know, though. This is new to me.
Puzzle. I know what it is.
Click on the red eyes.
No, when you click on the red eyes, it turns off the red eyes next to it.
It's just one of those, just make everything glow.
Yes.
Of course it is.
You turned off the corner that I turned on.
So play with that.
I got it. Got it.
The only mechanism that sent forth the revelation. The transmitted coordinates revolve to a location on one of the worlds of the Bat system.
Helium Solitas. You actually might want to jot that down.
It's in the
Also,
journal.
did we go to the fucking coordinates that were from a message that fucking Conrad had?
We have done every random scurry around thing that we needed to do.
Okay.
It took a very long time.
If you want to see any of that, watch.
Find the video that's like 4 hours long and then the 2 before it. If not the
More than
3.
2. It's like I had like 4 or 5 before it. No, that was an 8 episode. So the video is 4 hours long and the 7 before that.
Body.
There's something over here as well.
What?
Where is over here?
What's over there?
Found goods.
No, I'm talking about like there's quest line shit over here.
I guess we'll hold off on the body.
No, you can go do the body too. Like all of it's. You got to do all of it. Because I've done this.
Further away.
You don't look so good. Are you okay?
No.
The Lord Captain is here, but I heard he was murdering his own bath chambers. Says. And then
It's even over here.
worker.
I always have a backup plan.
This right here.
The door that we can't interact with?
It's not a door, first of all.
The fucking thingy.
This is the. You'll find out.
But there's nothing to do here right now. There's no buttons.
You gotta. I think he's gotta talk to people. I don't remember. It's been a minute.
Investigation procedures concerning Peter Vigilo, the safety mechanisms. Servitor, you have anything
No.
to say?
None of these people.
No.
None of these people. Nothing. Alright, well, I guess we gotta come back. Because there was also, like, talking to the technomat of this thing. Yeah, here it is. This guy. This guy. Right here. You're running past him. Where are you going?
I was running back to
That
the
guy.
body.
You're instructing the investigation, esteemed tech priest. I require the information stored by the machine spirit. If you refuse to cooperate... Oh, sorry, I didn't read the names.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Carry on.
Oh, and I'm supposed to be the tech priest too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Petition rejected. A malady has befallen the machine spirit of the honored Master Cogitator Iota 111B. Unauthorized anguish will worsen its condition and impede treatment. I will not stand for such acts of brutality against the Great Elder.
I'll show you brutality, you blasted cog. What is going on here? The greatly esteemed tech priest there does not seem to realize the importance of investigative action and refuses to grant anyone
Verify.
access to the master cogitator. Say it again.
Androveta Phi.
Cool.
Exalted ruler of the vessel, I mean not to harm, but to protect. I merely care for the machine spirit's health. It has fallen ill of late, and now its temper is worse than ever. If the lay woman starts torturing it now, the venerable spirit may take offense and leave us forever, taking the logs of the lay people's toils with it. This must be prevented.
Genevera, why do you seek access to the malfunctioning cogitator?
Ginevri.
Her name's Genevera now. Those extra syllables will do her good.
So saith the Lord Captain.
The work logs are on it. They might contain important information that will lead us to our suspect. I was trying to remember what voice I was trying to give her.
This laywoman does not even know what she intended to inquire of the Blessed Elder. Blasphemous disrespect.
I have faith that the two of you can come to an agreement. I suppose I'll see to other matters. Iota I-B. That's the lowest number.
It's a dead guy.
Oh, the dead guy.
Am I lucky, Owen? But what's inside's all wrong. Unholy irredeemable. Wrong.
Have you started the autopsy yet?
I have, but I'll get back to it in just a moment, your lordship.
Is something the matter? You look pale.
I suppressed a dozen mutant revolts under Argonius for Lady Theodora. I've torn the freaks to pieces myself, but to open one up, sink my hands into their impure guts infested with the blight? I've seen this aberration utterly pervert the human form. The thought of it touching me, disgusting and infuriating. But I'll overcome this.
Hand me that scalpel. I'll perform the autopsy. You can record their findings.
By all means, sir. Hold on, we gotta wait for him to show up. He's on his way, I swear.
I'm sorry, I was looking at a thing over there. Just had to...
You just gotta listen.
I had to scrub in.
Hold on.
Just give me a second.
He's gotta wash his hands.
Hold on a second.
Happy birthday.
Now hold on
Here we
a
are.
second.
The skin and bones part, and the stench of rancid meat hits your nostrils. Klein empties his stomach over the deck railing. Fighting the urge to vomit yourself, you peer at the vile mass of subhuman entrails. I had another flashback to Disco Elysium. That body would not be investigated. Vestigial ingrown arms wrap around what look like vile semblances of familiar organs interlaced with scaly, bile-colored sacs. Your knowledge of Xenos is enough to infer that the murdered man may have been subject to Xeno influence. True human form has not simply been distorted, but mixed with something strange, something profane. It is as if you were dissecting a seed that should have evolved into something more complex and alien.
Hey, James.
That's a difficult check.
This is the War Imperium check. Oh,
Minus
wow.
40.
We'll get to that. James, do you recognize anything from these wounds?
Probably.
Judging by the damage, the most brutal wounds were administered posthumously. Over top of those inflicted while the victim was alive, as it is as if someone deliberately wanted to make it harder to identify the victim and his cause of death. The truth is, the killer acted quickly and with surgical precision, then suspended the body upside down to drain its blood.
That feels really inefficient. Doesn't matter. Alright, Seth. I know it's disgusting, but I need you to investigate these entrails.
They reek of heresy, that's all I'm going to tell you.
Now,
Also, somebody found a shove the feather in their gob.
A stuffed black feather in his throat. Is there anything else identifying about him?
With some difficulty, you're able to discern a mark on his neck, almost ruined by the wound across his throat. A tattoo of a skull with a valve in his mouth and a string of letters and numbers encircling it. SP-24601.
Alright, I've finished the autopsy.
Sir, why'd you toss the scalpel over the railing?
I
It's
don't
gonna
want...
kill someone. That was foul.
I don't want any more meat. Oh, shit.
Your lordship, I must commend your fearlessness and insight, and apologies for my weakness of spirit. My shameful fear prevented me from doing my duty. It will not happen again.
Let's see. That would do, Captain. We asked for foibles?
Foibles.
Foibles. What if foibles means? I'm assuming it's like
Things
follies.
not so good at.
Yeah.
You've been a model of fearlessness and confidence. I will aspire to follow your example.
Someone tried to conceal the victim's identity and cause of death.
You have a keen eye, your lordship. But why would someone do that and then leave the body in plain sight? They could have just disposed of it. There has to be something more to this whole bloody business. Bloody business. You turn your attention to the floor and the corpse. There's no spatter, no gobs, no bloody footprints. And yet you know there is no way to butcher a corpse like that without getting dirty at all.
Someone stuffed a feather down its gullet. But why?
A feather? A raven feather's hard to come by on a ship. I'll investigate where it came from.
One last thing. He has a tattoo on his neck. A skull with a valve and a few symbols. SP-24601.
That's a symbol of a pipe warden clan that maintains the sewer systems. The SP stands for Senior Pipe Warden, followed by his identification number. Ginevri is working on the work log cogitator. She can use it to learn the victim's name from his number. The cogitator is in the nearest maintenance room.
Genevera. Her name
That's
is
what,
Genevera
sir?
now.
Oh, I hadn't gotten the memo.
That's quite alright.
Congratulations.
That is all. Why do I suddenly have access to all my abilities and get an attack?
And now you're supposed to look at the cogitator.
Yeah.
James, hit the button on him since you're right there.
I'm
gonna have to walk.
I just saw something though.
Remember where it was.
We need to investigate the cogitator in order to obtain information about a certain pipe warden.
Ruler of the vessel, why do you insist on interrogating an elderly soul when it is in such a miserable state? You are making a mockery of the Omniscience tenets and privileges of the priesthood of Mars.
You have my word that I will treat the machine spirit with due respect. Wait a second. You may observe the interrogation.
Access privileges granted. I reserve the prerogative to interrupt the interrogation the moment I detect the slightest threat to the machine spirit. As you approach, the lumens on the master cogitator's bulky hull light up peevishly, and the cooling filters breathe an exasperated sigh. The machine spirit appears to be in a rotten mood.
Cordially introduce yourself. By doing whatever.
After an unnecessarily long verification process, the cogitator recognizes the possibility that you may indeed be the ship's Lord Captain. A string of technolingua on the vid screen tells you may now input your request.
humbly ask for the data on the toils of the ship's workers.
Besides itself with anger, the cogitator sprays you with sparks. As its vid screen dims and flickers, you hear a spiteful whir and find yourself staring at an incomprehensible mess of symbols. Apparently, the spirit refuses to comply on account of some blocker A403. Oh, the spirit is truly unwell. Why else would blocker A403 prevent it from sharing such data, especially after a long ritual of greeting?
Treat the cogitator's spore with thermal unction. Let it slumber for a while, then awaken it once more. I need to turn it off and on again.
I will initiate the power cycle, sir. Wow. Mollified, it wipes the data blocker from the vid screen and agrees to indulge your inquiries.
Inquire about the cause of the old cogitator's ailment.
You manage to find the right string of tech commands. With a grunt, the cogitator starts whining on about its woes. Just as today's watch began, someone disturbed its data dream, used some trickery to rob it of its data, then befuddled its elderly mind and instructed it to deny access to anyone else.
Request information about the number SP24601.
After mulling over your question for a while, the spirit recalls that the number is assigned to a senior pipe warden by the name of Orto. It is Orto and his partner spent the last watch servicing valve 27B, which supplies water to the rogue trader's chambers. After finishing up the maintenance, only Orto's partner reported in.
That's the same valve that was used to pump the blood into the bath chamber. That must be where they killed Orto before dragging his corpse onto the deck. Request information about the pipe warden's partner.
At first, the cogitator feigns ignorance out of spite, pretending not to recognize the request. But after 4 more attempts, the spirit takes pity on you. Orto's partner was senior pipe warden Guidon, number SP26855. Guidon has not reported for duty since the incident.
We have our suspect. It looks like Guidon killed his fellow worker and put on his entire bloody spectacle. H is the one responsible for arresting the rabble, so he'll be our best candidate for shedding some light on this Guidon character. Yeah.
The honored machine spirit is tired. It cannot bear any more of this torture. I see that you got what you came for, so I would ask that you let the elderly have their rest.
Keep your wits about you.
You have all these tech priests, and then you have one officer amongst your whatever that understands the concept of just kick it. It'll work. And it's
Keep your
me.
guard up.
I mean, just kicking it tends to work half the time.
I always get the job done.
A bloody synth coat. Part of the officer's uniform.
Forces uniform. I see. Am I standing on the trap? Looks like I'm standing on the trap.
You seem fine.
Let's see. If it's part of an officer's uniform, there's probably an officer around that's missing part of their uniform.
What if I talk to this guy? Nothing.
Does it work?
Oh, it's Ratko. I'll go talk to him.
How fair is the investigation?
Nod spits out, your lordship. Satisfactory. We're maintaining fear and respect amongst the rabble as we go through our suspects. We'll find the culprit soon, I swear it on my rank.
If there's a senior pipe warden by the name of Guidon among the suspects, escort him to me. I will question him.
Gwaden. Yeah, we have a Mary's waiting his turn. We'll bring him over at once. and now she's here.
I've been informed of your decision to question one of the suspects, Lord Captain. I consider it my duty to be present for the interrogation so that I may ensure your safety. God bless you. Oh.
That's okay, I didn't want to read it anyway. Before you stands a gaunt man in work clothes. His face is swollen from the bruises, and several of his fingers are broken and sticking out at odd angles. He stares vacantly into the distance with watery eyes.
Didn't you tell them not to just randomly break people's fucking shit?
It was before. Pre-broken. Can't do anything about that.
Like what?
Oh wait, I muted myself. Cool. I thought you said you were I thought you said he was still waiting his turn. Why does he look beaten half to death? And you're swapping between them. I was saying I was trying to decide which one I wanted to say more.
Those are merely the preliminary measures before the interrogation begins in earnest, your lordship. A suspect becomes more inclined to speak if you give him the baton first. Standard procedure. Start talking, you miserable wretch. You tried to kill the Lord Captain, didn't you? What's this? Heretical bands? Cultist scum?
Yes, it was me. I tried to put a curse on the Lord Captain. I killed my partner in a wicked ritual. Rubbed elbows with them demons. Consorted with them. All to carry out a dark plot and doom the Lord Captain for the glory of my almighty master.
He's admitted to everything. The vermin. I've insisted time and again that the assassination attempt was carried out by only one of Voigtvir's surviving henchmen, and I was right. I guess we weren't so thorough in clearing him out as we thought.
Sure, how did you kill your partner? Well, I grabbed myself a rusty saw and started hacking at him. Then I pulled out a dagger made from a virgin's bones and stabbed him. Alright, I also cursed him first. It was only right.
None of the wounds in the victim's body could have been inflicted with a saw. Or daggers, for that matter.
And who is this dark and almighty patron of yours that you were talking about? That's the wrong button. Let me just press it here. Master Malachi, the dreadful. Him, yes.
You do not remember hearing of such a demon before. What you do remember, from reports, is the name of the foreman on the 5th Food Depot, a known miser and sadist, Malachi Drek.
Did I say Malachi? Did I say Malachi? What did I say?
I don't know.
Malachi.
Did I say Malachi? I felt like I
Yeah, you
did
did.
say that those
You did.
syllables. Okay.
I would have called it out if you didn't. You said Malachi.
What are those marks on you? What do they mean? Oh.
Ah, bro.
I had a 75% chance.
Yours
It
is
was
the
me.
one that failed.
Everybody else succeeded and you failed. Come on, man.
He's
These are
right,
my
them demons.
these are my cultist marks, so I can put curse on
9?
people
The 9 arc demon? Okay.
and talk to demons. This one's called the Ham of Terror. It represents 9 archdemons. I always pray to each one first thing in the morning.
You are unfamiliar with this profane symbol.
Yeah, I'm aware. Enough
And
with
now
these.
Eric.
Enough with these theatrics. You're no cultist. Why are you so intent on vilifying yourself?
He's sad now.
His name is Yart.
Oh,
I would be sad
forgive
too.
me, your lordship. I'm not Gwendol. I'm not a heretic. Yart's me name. I'm a laundryman. Please, have mercy. They took my family. That enforcer said she'd throw them out the airlock if I don't confess. He made me draw these unholy marks on myself. I was reading the name and thinking it was a completely different person.
Yart.
Yart.
What enforcer? Name? Give me your name.
Ginevri.
Ginevra.
Oh, that lady we were talking about at the cult.
Ginevra. Her name was Ginevra.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, glad we don't have a Ginevri in our ranks anymore.
Jenny? We will deal with her later. I will handle the search for Gwendon myself, Lord Captain. Would you like us to execute this daemon worshipper?
Execute. Truly, no word sounds sweeter to this monkey's ears.
Yes, we know you're a lad, but we don't say that out loud. She's scary.
Wow. Calling the black character a monkey. Ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I had to get it out there, alright? It was there. They threw it down the middle of the plate. I had to take a swing at it, alright?
It's
Yeah, look
been
at
longer
that.
than
If we-
5 minutes. You're good.
If we would have went here first before we went and go, we could have had a puppy. This would have this heretical option right here would have given you just enough points.
Yeah.
Shame we
We could have had
don't
a
need it.
puppy.
Shame.
But puppy.
It's useless.
But,
I'm
Puppy's
more of a cat
gone
person
and passed.
myself.
but it's a puppy.
I'm
Let's
more of a
spare
cat
the
person
man.
myself.
I don't care about you.
Spare the man. Wash off the heretical symbols and let him rejoin his family, wherever they are.
Puppy.
It will be
I
done.
mean, it is a laundromat, so throw him in the wash machine. Go for a couple rounds.
I don't think people tend to survive that.
Low spin cycle.
You see how many
They'll be
people there
clean.
are here? If they wash all their clothes at once, that's hundreds of pounds of clothes. They
Lord
just wanna-
Captain, the evidence you have collected is sufficient to apprehend the culprit. I will report to you in the mess hall, and we shall bring this investigation to a close.
Okay, it's in the dialogue. I feel like there's still more to investigate, though.
I mean, you may want to go talk to... What's her name? But
Joe Costa?
that's about it. No, the one with 4 different names.
Oh, Jenny!
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Yes.
Yes, Jenny. Where's Jenny?
Gwendolyn,
I
yes.
don't know.
Oh, there's something to look over here. Nope, that's Klein. That's Joe Costa. That's
She's not here anymore because she was
Ratio.
over here. She was over here, Lord Captain. She is no longer here.
She's over here yelling at the person guarding the machine spirit, and she's no longer over here.
She is no longer over here because we had to do this before we could figure out that Gwendon was the person we needed to talk to. And as soon as we did that, she decided to leave.
Where did she go?
I don't know.
I'm just following Arik around at this point. No, Arik is
Eric doesn't know what he's doing.
there.
So we've done the body. We've done this thing up here. We've done who did it. So we gotta find Gwendon and the enforcer lady, which I believe we just talked to Jocasta because we've done everything here.
I always have a backup
Don't want
plan.
me down the stairs? Okay. Where's Jocasta?
On
She's right
location
next to
with one
Seth.
back there.
Oh, there's Jocasta.
Oh, you're
She's
here
sitting in
too.
the chair. I'll do Gloster. You want to put this to the close? Yeah. Let's finish up this investigation.
Lord Captain, the real pipe warden Grandon has been found and is being escorted here as we speak. Are there any remaining questions you wish to address before we hear from Grandon himself?
Someone attempted to mislead our investigation. You cannot let this go without consequence.
Undoubtedly. Let us go over the facts we have on this sabotage and compile them. The body of the deceased was mutilated after death. It is likely that the nature of the injuries would have proven very useful in the investigation, and that the perpetrator concealed them for that very reason. Someone sabotaged the work log kotor. Why'd I say it like that?
Kotor.
You wanted to make it sound fancy. He's an old dude.
Simply.
What?
So it would be harder for us to find the victim's partner, who might have information valuable to the investigation.
He came from a time
That's a
when we
young
still had
woman.
French accents. No, I mean the cogitator is an old dude.
Cogitator. Oh.
So he has to sound fancy because he came from a time. And that was what they did.
Alright. Instead of the murdered man's partner, we were given a fool. One who thoroughly incriminated himself first before admitting that Captain Jenny had put him up to it.
Who was guarding the body?
It was Ginevra. I relieved her when I came to inspect the corpse, which by then had already been cut up.
The corpse was already looking like that when it came under my purview. But I could not get the name of the officer who discovered it. The deck was such a mess that I decided I would deal with it later. Why is it every character I choose is a murderer? A bloody synth coat was discovered not far from the corpse. I would ask the enforcers in this room to present their coats.
I don't wear it. An enforcer must be able to withstand the cold, and the surf street sense code is a sign of weakness.
Who had access to the work log cogitator?
The tech priest did not let anyone near the kotor, even though they even tried to prevent the enforcer's investigation. Jenny, were you there the entire time?
Yes, ma'am. Since the start of the watch. I went there right after I handed the body over to Klein. The only time I stepped away was to retrieve the data slate from my quarters. I left a watchman, but he went missing. Most likely one of the officers did not realize he was on duty and sent him off on some errand. But I was only gone for a few minutes.
Very convenient. A missing sentry, a data slate misplaced against regulations.
I don't understand how I could have forgotten it. I always check my gear when I go on duty. Suspect Yart claims that you coerced him into lying about himself, Jenny. What do you have to say for yourself? I may have conducted his preliminary interrogation, like so many others. H requested my assistance because of my experience in dealing with the rabble. But I swear that there is no truth to these accusations against me.
The transcript says you conducted Yard's interrogation alone. Why is that?
Because I can handle a single laundryman. I feel like there's more evidence just everywhere that I missed out on.
No,
that could
probably.
more solidly point me in
No.
a direction.
No. We got all the evidence. Like, this dude was literally only mentioned to have done something wrong at this instance, in this conversation, by Ginevri. That's the only reason people think he does something bad, because the person who's under fire is saying, oh, well, this dude was here. Fuck off.
No. He's the only one that's missing a cloak. And his cloak would have been covered in blood based on the wounds from the body. She has her cloak.
Yes, but she also told a dude to do the thing.
That someone under duress was claimed to say. The guy was already been beaten half to death. So he would have said anything to save himself.
Yeah, and that's why he said all the things about being a heretic. And then when he
gave
caught
up
his
the
ass,
act.
he went, "Oh fuck."
It could mean that he gave up the act, or it could mean that he didn't give up the act.
Just give them the sour pick. They'll conduct a thorough investigation.
I'll do my job.
I mean, I wish there was an option to just throw them both into the goddamn airlock. Like, this is a perfect spot for a heretic option of just throwing them fucking both into an airlock.
But we didn't say what you picked, man.
Sorry, I chose the bloody synth coat thing again, because I wanted to reread that line.
Fair enough.
H, this is all you're doing, isn't it?
Why?
The bloody synth coat.
He is Fidelio and his word is law.
The only thing pointing to
Okay, Fidelio.
Jenny, the only thing pointing to Jenny is that the one guy under duress said it was Jenny.
And the fact that she was left alone with the body that was mutilated.
Or the body was mutilated in general. She could have been before she got there.
The body wasn't mutilated before she got there.
There's no evidence saying that it was done before she got there. There's also no evidence saying it wasn't done before she got there.
Yeah. There's just evidence saying this is how the body showed up.
But she also can't confirm who was there before, thus leaving the trail of suspicion ending at her.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So there's multiple entry points saying, hey, this fucking woman is freaky. And then this dude goes, I don't wear the fucking coat. So anybody could have grabbed the fucking coat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a he said, she said, but the dude is literally saying, I don't wear it. And it's available to all people.
That would say specific coat.
Yeah, but like, anyone can grab it if they know he doesn't wear it.
Exactly.
Just because it's your coat doesn't mean I can't put it on.
Exactly. Like, whether it has your name on it or not, it doesn't mean I can't put the fucking thing on. I've had people have my name tag at work. So, like, it happens.
So yeah, it doesn't mean that he didn't do it.
But more suspicion points to her, in my opinion. Like, I highly, highly believe going with her.
Can always just let Soderbeck do it herself.
Exactly.
Could
Or
let
accuse him
Sarnak do it
anyway and
herself.
watch him flounder.
Or that.
I mean, if you're that hung up on it...
I feel like I should stick with my decision.
I mean, you just do whatever
So,
you want to
I'm
do,
going
bro.
to stick
I'm
with
just
my
saying,
decision.
I'm just saying you're only calling out one quote unquote piece of evidence against her when there's only one quote unquote piece of evidence against him.
Yeah, there's one piece of evidence against both of them.
No, there's multiple pieces of evidence. Like the trail, like what Kaleb was saying, the trail of evidence literally ends, and trail of suspicion ends at her.
She's missing her data slate.
On multiple accounts. She conveniently was gone. She conveniently was with the body the longest. She conveniently was the guy who interrogated the dude alone, which you're never supposed to do under any circumstance as an enforcer. You know what I mean? Like, she's literally done so much shit that you're not supposed to do, like, at all. Like, you're not allowed to do this shit as an enforcer. You're not allowed to leave your data slate ever. Anywhere. You're not allowed to forget it, period, ever. No, bad. You're not allowed to interrogate somebody by yourself because somebody has to make sure you're asking the right questions. You're not supposed to do that shit. And she's admitted to doing all of those things. Just conveniently in nice ways. It's like, come on.
What you're saying makes sense. And
Just
it does
hit
make
the button,
sense.
Thaddeus, please.
I will give you one chance to retain your last shred of honor and confess. You sabotaged the investigation. Why?
Isn't it obvious? To expose the conspiracy myself and prove your incompetence to his lordship. To take the place I actually deserve. For years I toiled for the good of the dynasty. But when the former master-at-arms was killed, I was refused my promotion. Instead they give the position to you, a self-serving sourback nit. I guess a noble name means more than talent.
I knew it.
Well, that's a nice, quick and easy confession, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When the crime occurred, I realized it was my chance to show what I was worth. While you were busy dallying, I quickly learned the name of the suspect, diverted the course of the investigation, and easy enough task, and began looking for the real Guidon. Had I found him in time, your position would have already been mine, Jocasta.
Bitch.
Yeah.
On hands.
Were
That's
you
it.
really hoping you could deceive the Master-at-Arms and me?
I heard your retinue. I think I did pretty well. I had every chance. But you were shrewder than I expected. My little trick with the body did work, but you still didn't know who was behind it all. But I've already figured it out. I hid Guidon from you by damaging the cogitator and delivering you a fake idiot willing to incriminate himself out of fear. I even prepared a contingency plan in case he cracks by making sure he would blame someone else. Yeah, there were a couple slip-ups, but you gotta admit, it was a solid attempt overall.
Why were you trying to frame Demi?
A backup plan? You always need someone to blame if you make a mistake. I could have framed Klein, but that young upstart was already galloping through the ranks too fast, who was clearly aiming for my station. Besides, she and her thick-witted subordinates were always right where I wanted them to be.
You do not seem to fear punishment.
With all due respect, your lordship, I'm an enforcer. I've looked death in the eye and I'll accept your judgment with dignity.
Iconoclast versus Dogmatic. But Dogmatic
Yes.
actually gives me something. You see, that's the holdup right there. Dogmatic actually gives me something.
Oh wow, a plus 5% increase. Ugh.
Or I can just
Well,
make him a spy.
realistically, well, the problem with that is he's shown a certain amount of disloyalty.
Mm-hmm. He did say he was trying to get one up on the Lord Captain as well.
Well,
So,
most of Jocasta, but yeah.
Mostly Jocasta, because she became the Master of Arms.
Because she has a name. It's
This guy-
100% because she has a name. Like it's exactly that. Like there's no two ways about it. She's not that good of an enforcer, or even a master of arms for that matter. She only got promoted because she has a nice name.
She has a name that's pronounceable, unlike H's name, whose I don't want to try yet.
That's why I
Rockto?
called them H.
Kuroto? Ko?
Hrotko.
Hotco, yeah.
I'll give you a chance, Rockto. H. You're H now. You're to be demoted and become initiate at the shrine, where you spend the rest of your days in penance and servitude.
Penance? He is a traitor. Just allowed me to... Throne, damn it. I dare not protest your decision.
You're pardoning me. I must confess, I expected a severe punishment. Thank you. I will remember this act of leniency.
I should have just had him killed. I should have just had him killed.
That takes care of the traitor. Now let us proceed with interrogating the pipe warden.
The Pipe Warden does his best to remain reverently bowed, which paints a rather comical picture given his formidable height and complexion. He lowers his head, tugging at his beard. Senior Pipe Warden Gweden, honored to serve, Lord Captain. I'm ready to confess to everything.
You're the real Pipe Warden, Gweden, are you not?
I am, and I'm proud of it, Lord Captain. A Pipe Warden's craft is hard work, but necessary. My number is SP-26855. My work partner was the late Orto, number SP-24601. I oversee the water supply systems on the upper deck, sections A3, K8, and R2. That includes valve 27B. I didn't know I could do that.
Yeah, I was going to question it, but I decided not to.
There
At
can
the
be
last
no
minute.
mistake. I have verified his identity myself. It has also been confirmed by the other workers.
Why did you fill my bath with blood?
I did as the servant of death commanded. She said the Emperor gave the first spinner a sign that your lordship should be bathed in the blood of poor Orto, my partner. And, well, I was scared, so I obeyed.
This is a DLC quest, isn't it?
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course it is.
That's why it's so long.
The first spinner? Are you talking about the vizier of the blood-spun web?
Yes, that's him. He leads the death cultists, the lot who worship the Emperor by killing. His spinners hunt down heretics, but sometimes they take righteous lives too. Their service is mysterious, fervent, and bloody.
Did you kill your mutant partner?
I didn't kill him, and I didn't know he was a mutant. Orto and I always got along, even if he wasn't much for talking. But then, the servant of death came from the darkness, ended him quickly but harshly. She bled him dry and put a black feather in his throat. She told me to pump blood into the pipes, and then she left. I wanted to confess, but I was afraid she'd come for me too if I did.
Whom do you mean by this servant of death?
A holy slayer in black and crimson and bone, feared by all. They are quiet and merciless as death itself. They come from the shadows to kill because the Emperor commands them so.
It's Cabela.
We've already met the servants of the blood-spun web, Lord Captain. Their grim procession is not one the upper decks will soon forget.
Summon the Vizier of the Bloodstone Web. I wish to hear his explanation.
As you will, Lord Captain.
I bet this would have had a whole different... There would have been much more to say if I brought Cabela here.
Not really.
No, not really.
No.
She would have interjected like once when the Bloodspawn web was first mentioned, but that's it.
Your lordship, if I may ask, what happens to me now? I never meant to anger you, and I thought I was doing as the Emperor willed. But here we are. I'm a simple man, I know pipes, and I know 'em a lot better than all these people business. My eyes aren't what they used to be, but I can still smell rusted metal, though not so much as in people's thoughts.
You acted as a true servant of the Emperor. Would. I would have you provided with the best ocular implants for your work.
50 lashes.
No.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart, your lordship. I'll serve you faithfully and never forget your mercy.
And that, kid, is how I met your mother.
Doman Simon willed to see me, and so I have come.
I summoned you to discuss the actions of your apprentices.
I love this shit.
I have summoned you to discuss the actions of your apprentices.
Just completely ignore what the fuck he just said and just go, hey, just tell him what the fuck is going on.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I love that so much. Just like fuck his ass because he's the one who sent people to fucking do this bloody shit. Like, what the? I'm not gonna talk to you like you don't know what's happening. Fucking inform his ass. I don't want to. What?
Let their deeds be weighed.
Investigation has established that the Bloodspun Web orchestrated an attack on his lordship by means of pouring unholy blood into his bath. This affront.
Doman Simon knows the truth. So it was done, for so I did will. 'Twas no affront, but a prophecy. For my hands to divine, unsullied martyrs offered their souls and bodies into his imperishable embrace. I gazed into the red rivers of their smoldering lives, and I did see a roiling unclean staining the base, reaching for the anointed Lord of the Ark. In my apprentice's last sighs, I heard the Undying One's whisper. He bid me bathe the domain in the blood of he who must go, and they who have been righteous, for this will shield the domain and strengthen his body against the roiling unclean. I obeyed.
The man you killed. Who was he?
I know not. I only heard his name, and I knew he must go. Yes, we need no more knowledge than that.
You claim that you did it because the God Emperor willed it so?
I speak, move, and draw breath because he wills so. And to find not the Undying One neither in death that gifts nor intakes nor in my living existence.
What do you mean by the rolling unclean?
He did not reveal, but it is corruption itself. It offends him. It tastes as sweet as fetid waters and old pipes. Its promises are the deception of an enforcer's smile. Its face is elusive.
Master at Arms, are you convinced that we've found the culprits?
The situation is clear, your lordship. The Emperor has sent us a portent. The protector of mankind guides the hand of his holy servants to guard us and warn us of hidden threats.
This monkey's has drawn attention to the mutant in a way that could not be ignored. A shrewd tactic. If the threat is indeed as great as he believed. Could it be a coincidence that the victim of this ritual was a genetic aberration?
The officers around you keep a respectful silence, but you can tell by their faint smiles that they find the very idea of doubting the Emperor's providence absurd.
Ooh, I can get rid of the blood spun web. I can get rid of the blood cult.
You can try.
The cult of the blood spun web will face no persecution for this deed.
Yes, I will tell him. We are seeds in your hands, giver of life. Whether you keep us or scatter us, we will remain grateful.
I don't want you around. Please go away.
Be that as it may, we have hit a dead end. We hoped that exposing the culprits would lead us to the aberrations there.
Eh?
I don't want the blood spun web around.
Sir,
Why
they're
would
gonna
I-
do it anyway? Make him be useful.
What's so wrong
Yeah,
with
they can
mutants
fight each other.
anyway?
Sir.
I mean, look at our navigator. She's also a mutant.
She is sanctioned, sir.
Let the bloodspun web find the mutants breeding on my ship.
But no spinner or brave warrior from the Domain Circle can find the roots of the unclean. For it can appear as human and act as human, only its thoughts betray its vile nature. Only its thoughts are never human.
I hate you so much. Why are you here?
This DLC things are kind of good.
Wise? Is it unclean thoughts we need to find? Very well. Let Wise find them. He knows how, no matter how badly he wishes that the rest of us forgot about it.
Uh-oh.
Vinizakari is a fearsome hunter. When he hunts the flagship whales, when he thinks my teeth creak and I can feel pain, as if I am young again. But his power is great indeed. He can hunt down our prey.
How can the quartermaster of the Astropath be of use to us?
The esteemed Zachary Weiss can perform the ritual of thought reading. This practice lets him do a cursory examination of the minds of thousands of people in search of certain individuals. A ritual as rare as it is dangerous, and only someone as versed as Master Weiss can accomplish such a feat.
Has Weiss done something like that before?
Once.
Did he die?
Once.
What?
Nope, once is all he's gonna say. That is all, Master at Arms. Your duty is done. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like everyone here is eager to leave this matter to Master Weiss.
I would say the one least eager will be Master Weiss himself. Last time his efforts caused some severe warp manifestations. The ritual truly is perilous.
Could have Adira do it. I already have a Psyker in my retinue. Adira can perform the ritual.
I hear you, yes. The witch is weak. Death whispers of many names that it will claim if she is allowed. Names whose time to be erased is not now.
Don't let Adira do it, is what I'm hearing. That is all, Master of Arms. Your duty is done. I give you leave to wrap up the investigation on the officer's deck.
It is an achievement to let her do it.
My duty will be done
Wait, it's
when
an
the threat is
achievement?
eliminated. I will brief the enforcers when you consult Choir Master Weiss, Lord Captain.
Under dialogue. It's an achievement, you say.
I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I am saying it's an achievement.
You can't just leave.
Achievements would never be a bad idea.
You gotta make up for not being able to keep your ass, right?
Achievements
Yeah.
would never lead you astray.
And so long as we're all here,
Exactly.
we also get the achievement. For what could be your colossal fuck up.
Or I can just run
Yeah,
through the
which
game
one?
on my own later and then get the achievement.
There's so many hours to do that, though. We
Leveled up.
just finished leveling these things. God frickin' damn.
At least it's not a big level up.
Well, it varies from class to class. Over here angrily keeping Pascal right next to me in terms of being able to use tech and logic. I'm not happy about it, but I'm doing it anyway.
Why aren't you happy about it?
Because I want to be better than an NPC at something.
You're better than a lot of NPCs at things.
This isn't true. I'm a generalist.
That he is.
I'm
Yes.
very useful at everything, but I'm not the most useful at anything.
And that's okay.
Oh, there's so many characters to level up. What am I supposed to be doing right now? Just
Yeah, I'm
because
attending to the pickup stairs. We gotta go talk to Zachary Vase about
Okay.
doing a ritual and probably making a cut in the video right as you hit that load screen. Because, you know, we're at an hour and we can still keep it relatively nice. But we'll do that in a moment.
We are indeed at an hour. But I assumed you wanted to finish leveling everybody up that you could.
That's what I'm currently doing.
Yeah, I saw Abelard just finish.
I gotta go down the line. I will maintain my very slight lead in logic. But the robot man still has me eclipsed in tech use. And this is disgusting to me.
I mean, it's what he's built for, so.
It is. But that doesn't mean I need to be happy about it.
No, that's fair.
Medina James,
Come here.
Oh,
get your levels.
I didn't level. I don't have a level.
You do
Damn.
have a level.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Probably don't need to continue
Intelligence is-
recording, so I'm gonna make a cut here anyway. So
Sure thing.
making a cut.
Skill is affected by the
Ah.
intelligence character.